Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the sneak preview video for the week of August 12 to 16 on Days of Our Lives, Holly Jonas will feel that it's time to go in bed with Tate Black. But if Tate finds out Sophia Choi played with Holly's brain and basically forced her into this, he could put the brakes on. Before long, Kayla Johnson will provide the findings. In the meanwhile, a sample from Jack Devereaux and the mystery woman's DNA will be examined. Jack will question what's said in the DNA report after Chad has finished reviewing it. Days teasers indicated that the identity of the mysterious lady will be revealed, which implies a father-daughter match would establish that she is Abigail Dimara. We'll have to wait and see whether the outcomes hold true, as this DOL plot is sure to take some unexpected turns. When Gabi Hernandez Dimara finds out that Stephen Dimara hooked up with Ava Vitali, she will be furious and throw the flowers he brought her in the garbage. Following Connie Viniski's explanation of how she learned of Stephen and Ava's treachery, Gabi promises to expose the two deceitful and dishonest people. Will Gabi choose a delayed tactic that will cause the greatest suffering, or will she attack Ava and Stephen immediately? We'll see whether Gabi decides to go ahead and give Stephen and Ava the whole treatment, as she seems prepared to do in Days' weekly trailer. According to teasers for other days, Fiona Cook will drive Brady Black home while intoxicated, but she won't be paying attention to the road when he's unconscious in the vehicle with her. Fiona is going to create a horrific accident, therefore it will turn out to be a bad choice. It seems like Fiona is going to strike Sarah Horton Cook with the automobile and then flee the scene. Stay tuned for our predictions on how Fiona will hide her tracks, since spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that Xander Cook will discover Sarah hurt and unconscious later. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives advise that you should always be on the lookout for the calm, kind, and unassuming people. Connie Vinsky, Gabi Hernandez's new assistant, embodies this saying to the fullest. When you donate brownies laced with strychnine to the bake sale, Connie is that one happy, helpful girl who will give you a cup of hemlock to wash it down. All right, so maybe she isn't all that inventive. After all, she did just stab Li Xin. But her motivation remains a mystery, and the whole incident is still under investigation. Just a girl and her victim having a short talk informally. How nonchalantly she mentioned to Lee's ghost how the ideal circumstance to kill Everett/Bobby had come. Connie doesn't appear to be eager to sever the eerie, unbreakable psychic link that exists between killer and victim. She really comes out as a touch too hospitable to someone whose mortal coil she easily unwound. She reminds me a lot of another character from a faraway place named Pine Valley. Does anybody remember how creepy Janet Green made us all feel when she appeared on All My Children in the 1980s? I get that feeling with Connie, but in a creepier way. While it was disclosed in a previous episode that Connie was abstinent from narcotics throughout some of Janet's antics, Connie is, as far as we know, clean for this journey around the bend. Though it's understandable that his death affected her, it's a bit unsettling that she is still in contact with her victim years after his passing. After all, when do you become best friends with the dead, particularly the one you murdered? Was that what the afterlife had in store for Lee? Is there a penalty akin to the comedy plot of Sent Back to Earth to become best friends with my murderer? Everyone has heard of the divine sense of humor, but if that's the case, this cosmos seems to enjoy some really strange pranks. While Isabella Toscano Black is one figure who springs to mind when thinking of characters who have come back from the dead on DOL, her appearances have generally been more pleasant. Gabi, having has served her time in jail and is presently concerned about her brother Rafe Hernandez, is the target of Connie's newest scheme to bring her down. As of right now, it's said that Bobby or Everett assaulted Rafe, However, it's odd that he was stabbed, extremely similar to Lee, and shortly after that Everett died and lost his ability to speak for himself. Connie was the one responsible for it. So, is Connie's corpse count simply 2? Or might there possibly be 3 victims present? It would be fascinating to see what memories a conscious Rafe retains. We'll find out. Keep checking back. According to the Days of Our Lives spoilers, Gabi Hernandez de Mira kissed Stefan de Mira's neck and made him feel lustful, but he dismissed the thought, saying he had a headache. Gabi wasn't thrilled about being rejected since she had assumed that after months of abstinence, Stefan would be all over her. Gabi declared she had a headache now, too, and stormed out of their bedroom, knowing full well that this was actually about Stefan's resentment about the press appearance. Ava Vitali, who would prefer not to run into Gabi, protested that Kristen de Mira had called her downstairs to the de Mira estate. Since Gabi was recruiting for de Mira and assisting Kristen with financial matters, she received information on Ava's new position after her appearance. Ava was apprehensive because Gabi wanted to discuss her spouse with her, even though she was concealing her relationship with Stefan. Gabi, on the other hand, really just wanted to express gratitude to Ava for supporting Stefan through all of the Clyde Weston turmoil, since it meant he didn't have to face it alone. When Stefan arrived, he was curious about what was going on, but Gabi left him to question Ava and Kristen. Stefan was clearly still concerned, even though Kristen and Ava had reassured him that his secret was secure. On Friday's episode of Days, Gabi ran into Rafe at the bar and learned that Robert Bobby Stain, aka Everett Lynch, was claiming to have information on Lee Shin's death. Gabi began to worry since the proof that Gil Carter was the criminal led to her exoneration. Rafe questioned Bobby's knowledge and maintained that Gabi would stay free in any case. In addition to promising Gabi to keep quiet, Rafe disclosed that Abigail de Mira could still be alive. Later, when Ava showed up, Gabi brought up Gabi Chick and pitched the idea of working together at de Mira Enterprises. In Friday's episode of Days, Gina Hunter threatened to kill Bobby if he didn't inform her about Lee's terrible destiny when they were at Bayview. Bobby paused until Jada began to leave, at which point he told her he would tell her everything. Rather, Bobby feigned to have a headache and said that Everett had returned. By the time Marlena Evans was brought in, Everett had gained some lucidity despite his initial lack of focus. Now that Bobby was gone, Everett requested that he be freed, and Marlena agreed since he was no longer subject to an involuntary detention. Marlena had optimism for Everett's recovery since he was eager to continue treatment with her outside of the hospital. Jana was curious as to whether Everett was familiar with Lee's situation, but Everett played along, making Jana worry that she might never learn the whole truth. Bobby discussed upholding his half of the agreement by not giving the police Connie Viniski's identity after returning alone to the Salem Inn. Bobby was now depending on Connie to fulfill her promise to get rid of Rafe. While preparing breakfast in Lee's former home, Connie had a delusional chat with him over her crime of passion. Additional DOL flashbacks described Lee's stalking prior to the night when Connie stabbed him in the back for threatening to contact the police. That evening, Connie contacted Gabi to arrange a meeting as well, but Gil's unexpected visit almost ruined her plans. Connie understood she needed to take action on Rafe even if she wasn't concerned about Bobby. Rafe discussed the necessity to have Abigail's tomb filled in with Paulina Price over the phone when they were at the cemetery on Friday's episode of Days. Rafe was left screaming out in agony when Connie suddenly materialized with the knife and pounced at him from behind. Stay tuned for our predictions on Connie's next action, as spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate she will continue to demonstrate her mental illness. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.